Chris,
Yes.
you ever been involved in a non-fault accident?
I have.
Now, I don't know if you know my guys at G4 Claims.
No, tell me more.
I will. So these guys will take all the stress of dealing with the accident and they will get you on the road a lot quicker. They will deal with all the harassment that you've got to deal with, phoning up people, stressful. You deal with the girls at the front, absolutely tremendous at their job, very friendly, and they'll get you on the road as soon as they possibly can. Stress-free, utmost respect.
How much of my claim will I get?
Well, you'll get whatever's entitled to you, my man.
100% it is. It's 100%.
Oh, is it?
Aye.
Well, keep
So
going.
I was feeding you like that there. Thought you're not.
Do you know the number?
Aye.
The number? No, but I'll get you the number.
You absolutely fucked that.
I fucked that up, I'm sorry.
No, but I've got it on my phone.
I'll tell you the number now.
Tell me the number.
It's 01698 767 172. Or you can visit their website.
I was going to say that. I don't actually have a phone.
Nah. So go on the website, notatfault.com.
What is the company called again?
G4 Claims.
Survive.
Fighting out of the G4 Studios, Scotland. Paul Bearchew Craig. Chris, the bad guy, Bungard. Ross Cooper. Presenting from the street or in the shade, it's time for Leather Podcast.
So much shit to talk about, man.
What are you going to win first?
I think I'm going to bring it down a notch, man, since the day we were at a funeral. So I think I want to just give a wee shout out to Tom Heffernan. Me and Paul was at his funeral.
Aye.
He done a lot for us through MMA.
He done a lot
Obviously,
for Scottish MMA.
working for daily record and stuff like that.
I know, he pushed the sport. The sport of MMA in Scotland, we're still light years behind England, never mind the whole of the US. So he was a guy who was pushing it, he was putting it into mainstream, he was doing all the actual work on his own. He wasn't actually getting paid for it, that was not his job. He was going above and beyond that because he wanted to kind of push the sport. And he did, and partly to do with him getting in contact with the guys at the UFC was one of the reasons that UFC Glasgow came to Glasgow.
Yep.
Which is a huge thing, and
He was only 45, man.
wild, isn't it?
It's insane. But just a great guy as well. Obviously, we've done a lot of stuff through Celtic Football Club as well with Tom. Helped these Houghton Colts out a bit, and he was always there if you needed him, especially media wise.
I like the picture you put up, leg lock him.
Aye, no, he was like me.
Well,
That was
it looked like he was in pain.
No, he was doing it to me.
That's
That was the Greco class.
Did he come with Big Sergio Greco?
Aye, that's where that was for.
I remember he came in one day to talk to me in Godbeer, and I had been trying to rock a top knot. Honestly, I looked like a fucking gimp. It was like
the VL guy today.
Oh man, the VL guy was cool as fuck.
I know.
I wish I looked that good when
I
I'm
wonder
back
how long
home.
it takes him to do that, because it was like
It was pristine.
Fall
wasn't
round,
it?
aye.
It was, but I had a top knot, and you posted a picture like when he actually passed away. I was going to post a picture of him, and that was the only picture like I had of me and him, apart from the one with the Colts. And
was
then,
Godbeer beside you? I think I've seen that photo.
have you seen it?
Aye.
I've got like this wee.
That was the same day the leg lock.
I've got like this wee tiny. Boop.
A legit top knot.
Well, I was trying to cover the bald spot.
Sorry, was your mic? Is that on my mic?
See how like at McGregor goes through all the stages of like different McGregors. That's what your hair's been like.
Aye.
I remember just after you got your hair done, you had like afro. You had gone through the puffy afro stage.
I've kind of got the Jew fro now.
That's a wee bit more controlled.
Like an Italian.
An Italian. Hey.
But so I just thought I'd touch on that at first.
It was quite a nice sending off to
It
for
was
him.
mobbed, man.
Did you? Obviously, I was like, did you see? But he was part of the Hollytown Colts. He coached his son's football team, and then when his son actually became like a junior football player, he spent on and done an extra few years. So all the boys had lined up as they were bringing out the
football team.
The whole football team lined up as they were bringing out his coffee, and then done the same as they were driving out, which was it's nice. It was like the guy obviously
are rough, mate.
Aye.
I didn't like going.
Aye, because everybody.
No, but I mean,
there's people there are like, enjoy
Even
this.
I full on try and avoid them. Like, do you know what I mean? I just I don't want to go. Even
I'm the same with weddings, mate.
I didn't go to weddings.
Don't invite me to your weddings.
I just said that to somebody
I
there.
don't
this
like
weekend.
When you get married,
I don't like
invite me.
social. I don't like being social at all. It's because it's the same shit that people like to talk about.
Usually when we've got fights coming up, like you're
know.
not eating, you're at this table, everybody's steaming mad with it.
The last wedding I was at, it was like an interview with Paul Craig.
Aye.
People were taking chances each to come down and sit next to me. I was like,
And they're telling you how to fight.
and then but what I was doing, I was actually like, I'd blocked the chair because people were trying to lift it and sit down next to me and give me like advice about fighting. And I'm like,
Cheers, mate.
fuck, man.
I'm always like, first dance, then I'm off.
Aye, it's just no nice. And then you're obviously getting shit for your partner because they're like,
Why
Never-
don't you enjoy
No.
this? I like weddings. Fucking go yourself then.
aye.
And to go back onto, obviously, as I said earlier about like the funeral, not today with God bless Tom, but when your man's up there, the priest is up there, like, I know I'm a Catholic, but I'm just losing faith in everything. As he's talking, I'm just like, sorry if you're a Catholic, but I'm just like, this is just a lot of shit.
No more.
And it's just like, he was just holding the Bible in front of us and just like, see what I say, and I'll say it back. Like, just like,
That didn't bother me as much as the boy with the double denim.
no,
In the black,
he was just wrong about his holidays.
I know.
Just like,
There was a boy rocking
and then he just sat down the flare.
denim shorts, a denim shirt, button, like, you know, one of the ones that go. It was one of the ones done up, short sleeved. It's no long sleeved. He had a pair of black Sandy beat bops on, like for the discotheque, and he had a pair of white socks pulled like right the way up his legs. Just cutting about, opening up windows, sitting about. He made this weird noise, didn't
That's
he?
what I was about to say to you. So me and him
was
were
like-
at the back because it was mobbed, and he just does. And
And me and him just look at each other like,
then he just came and sat down, like he had to sit down. I'm like, is this guy alright? But he was like, he was dressed to impress, man.
Oil on the road.
He was he was dressed to impress.
double denim, mate.
Speaking of Tourette's, man, what about Lewis Capaldi, man?
Oh, get to fuck with that.
Honestly,
I'm not having it.
I know you're not a fan, right? But
No,
that
it's
is
not that I'm
sad.
not.
That is sad. Watching
I'm going to
that go a few
say.
times,
I'm going
man.
to say fuck him.
Oh,
I'm going to listen. I'm going to get a lot of shit. I'm going to get a lot
Why?
of shit. Fuck him.
No, fuck him. I'm taking that back for you.
Well, hold on.
I'm taking it back.
He's playing Glastonbury, and we have to feel sorry for him. Oh, he's so brave. So brave.
Can he signal? Like, he's clearly getting.
Well, why the fuck did we get him to walk out
here
to
we go.
Glastonbury?
His ticks are taking on me. He's trying to sing.
Well, that seems like his
You've never
problem.
liked Lewis Capaldi. Let's be honest. You don't think he's funny and all that.
I don't.
No, you're raging, right?
No, I'm not raging. Listen,
He's a
if you
good
go to a
singer.
music festival and I'm there to watch the musician of Lewis Capaldi and he's no singing and I'm listening to people behind me singing,
Aye, he was trying. He was trying to sing.
I don't care. He's
he
a
was
singer.
trying- he
He's a
was trying to
singer.
sing.
If you were doing any other job and it wasn't
You were gonna
working, you
do
would get
this,
sacked. You would get sacked. I'm trying to be an MMA fighter, but I've got my tics. Like, maybe it's too far with like
Aye,
the
no.
movements.
Aye.
But what I'm meaning is, your job's a singer. You've made a lot of money off singing. Get fucking up there and sing. If you can't sing, then don't get the.
Well, he tried, mate. I watched his falsetto. It was just at the end. He was just dying off a bit.
Listen, guys, got a bit of an issue. That's me. I'm done. I'll see you next year.
Aye.
That's
That's basically what he said at the end.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm
I'm
Team
not down with
Capaldi,
it.
mate.
Listen, I'm going to.
I like
I know
him.
I know I'm going to get shit for it.
I'm
I
like
know I'm
him.
going to get shit for this, but go fuck him.
I'm like him.
So brave, because we slag the women.
Aye.
So brave.
We do slag cunts.
Aye.
Aye.
And then you're like, oh, I feel sorry for him.
I do feel him. I do feel for him, mate.
Go fuck him. He's no funny, and he's an average singer at best.
He's not an average singer.
He is.
Shit, you're
He's a good singer.
You're just
And he
hurting,
looks
bro.
like Doug
Who's
Meat.
hurt you? Somebody's hurt you. And then in the way you've heard this song radio and then you hate Lewis Capaldi because you're feeling a bit of pain. It's
Guy
alright,
does
bro.
sing a
We're here
lot
for
of-
you.
but-
We're here for you.
Sings a lot of sad songs, so it's no surprise that he's like a kind of depressed guy.
Aye. His songs are good.
Well,
If all
do
your
you know
but that's
definitely
what
want to help
I
his
think they all
depression?
sound the same.
Being a fat fuck.
Right then.
Being a fat fuck with ginger hair is not going to help anything.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Ginger haired.
So let's stay in music because we've clearly seen a lot of gigs for the last week.
Yes.
I've no mate.
I seen Arctic Monkeys in London because of you, and then
Yep.
you seen them in the Sunday in
Sunday,
Glasgow. But in between, they played Glastonbury and they got a lot of shit for it because it did look shit. But I seen them in London and they were amazing.
But he cancelled the Irish Legays tour because he had.
Son up his throat.
What's it you call it when you've got like a sore throat?
Gag
Was
free-
it laryngitis?
Gag 3000.
Might have been laryngitis.
Gag 3000.
Right. So
So what did you think? I thought they
it
were
was
amazing.
Sorry. When I watched them on When I watched them on Glastonbury, I thought, they're all right. And then when I went and seen them, I was like, they're good, very good. But I just felt like he was trying to do an impression of David Bowie. The next time you listen to the Arctic Monkeys' new stuff,
He just talks, really, doesn't he? He doesn't really sing.
He's like doing a very good cover of David Bowie singing Arctic Monkeys songs. I didn't like the fact that he slowed everything, changed the tempo of all the songs, so that.
Are you mega angry today or something? You're not happy. I'm emotional.
But no. So this is the issue I've got.
Guns N' Roses alright last night?
Guns N' Roses were amazing. But what he's doing is he's changed the tempo of the song, so everybody in the crowd are singing the way the song should be sung, and then he's singing this new way he sings.
And it's
I know, and that was, and obviously when you're there and your experience is enhanced, it's awkward, it's weird, it's like
you're trying to sing
me.
the song the way it is, and then he's still like 2 words behind you. You're like,
mushy peas.
exactly. But apart from that, like the performance in the whole,
I liked it.
So I
did enjoy it. That's my only criticism. Fans wasted it because they weren't singing in time with him, or he wasted it because he wasn't singing in time with the fans. I don't know who to blame here.
then I had Black Keys on Saturday, which were tremendous in the Hydro, and then you had Guns N' Roses last night. So it's
amazing.
Like,
Did you?
We're gigged out, man. We're gigged out.
Did you enhance your Did you enhance your experience
I've got a funny story in a minute.
at the Black Keys?
I did not. Well, no with the good stuff though. No, I didn't.
A wee guy who listens to the podcast was messaging me for Glastonbury melted. He was just like sending me
Glastonbury.
Aye,
Nice, man.
sending me videos of himself. He had like put his t-shirt over his head and down the back of his neck, and then his cap on, his knee top just fried, sending me videos telling me how much he loved, what was I doing with my arm there, telling me how much he loves the Leathered podcast. I was like, in fact, I'm going to have to find this wee guy.
Find it.
Shout him out.
We said that it's something that we've always wanted to go to.
Glastonbury.
I've never been, ever. I've been to all the other big ones, but that's the main one, isn't it?
Do you know who I wouldn't go and see Glastonbury?
Elton John.
No, I probably would.
Geared than 2 guys shagging.
I quite like the phrase "Galen spunk in a moustache."
I watched him, mate. He was quite good.
Aye, like it was just hit after hit. What are you expecting?
Who else played? Well, Guns N' Roses played, and obviously the Monkeys as well.
Do you want him? Why my issue with Guns N' Roses?
That it doesn't sound the same.
Aye.
Like Axel doesn't.
Axel doesn't sound the way he did when he was in his. He didn't sound like he did when he was in his 20s.
You were in the jungle, baby. Did he do it?
What he does is he does this inward singing thing. So rather than, but he can still hit the high notes. So he'll do his scream, and he'll absolutely brilliant. See when he does it, tremendous. But he does this inward singing thing, like, and it just sounds like, weird. And I'm like, and I can't do it.
They play for 3 hours.
I know. I understand why he does it, and it's so he can hit the notes or sound like he's hitting the notes. Like, he was the worst part about the gig. And I might offend some people there who are.
It's always the worst part of it. But obviously, when you've got Slash on the stage,
and then like my partner leans over to me and goes, "He's the same age as your dad." And then I just kept like, so obviously I was high as fuck, and you know when he's singing about his knees. I just folded because I was like, oh, my dad's put out knees like no knees. I'm thinking. Like, Peter, man, your knee's alright. like he's jumping about the stage, honestly. And I just couldn't stop hanging about his knees.
I can't find that guy, but somebody else messaged me saying you're shite at football. Lewis Callan. Grass him up.
Well, I have to admit, I'm shite at football.
Come down here if you've something to say about Lewis.
How many goals?
Yet another Lewis.
How many goals did you score?
I scored 2.
I know you did, you bastard.
It was a fun day.
It was.
Aye.
It was good. The weather was very nice as well. It was really
I
hot.
think it fucking opened up a bit, didn't it?
For anybody that isn't aware, we played in a charity football match at Airdrie Stadiums. You played for Airdrie Legends.
Yep.
Despite not being from Airdrie.
Airdrie Casual.
And I was fucking some other team. I was in the
All-Stars.
rep. I was in the
All-Stars.
I was in the All-Stars.
Aye.
Is that what they were called, the All-Stars?
I played for the All-Stars last year, so I don't know why I got.
Because you were trying to
into
pick a
Airdrie.
fight with fucking Owen Coyle.
He didn't show up.
I know.
Chat
it.
That's shit.
That's the word.
That's the
But it was a fun day, wasn't it?
It was.
Over 1,000 people in the stand.
Race
Jackie
for
There was
McNamara.
I was up against Jackie McNamara, man. So I was trying to get the ball off him, and I was singing his song, which is my favourite Celtic song. Is a Jackie McNamara song.
He always played so good against Hearts, eh?
Aye.
Always.
He only played the first half though, but it was good. What was it? 7-4. There was a lot of goals, man. There was quite a lot of goals. 6-4.
Who scored the first goal?
Me Bob.
Right.
Aye, he's getting to go away, man.
Did a lot of people come out?
Aye.
Aye.
So
Good
after
turnout.
you need to make the fans sign
Sign a couple of things.
a couple of things. Somebody handed me a newborn baby
To sign?
Like I'm talking.
Sign his
Sign
forehead,
his
please.
baby for
I'm
me.
talking about 4 weeks old. And I'm just like, just looking at them.
No,
like,
that's not even the best one. So people are like, can you sign this? Can I have this? Can I have your t-shirt? Can I have this? What did you ask for? What did somebody ask you for, Chris?
my socks.
Sweaty socks.
Aye. One of the women.
Oh, I put them in my mouth.
One of the women that followed my wrestling career, like wrestling fan. If you know wrestling fans, they're probably the weirdest bunch in the world. Aye, so I was like, no, you can't get my socks. The strip needs to go back. So like, can I get your shin pads in? Is that just anything sweaty? I'm just like, nah.
I actually used that term.
So I'm like,
Anything sweaty.
I'm like, they're no mine. I need to give them back to you. She's like, just sign my arm then.
Aye, no.
Signed her arm.
I need upside
Should
this
I-
lassie's him.
Watch her. Security, watch her. She stole that baby. So I got haunted a 4-week old baby, and I just like, why is this baby at the house? Like, surely the first few weeks they should be.
I think a woman should be in the house, eh?
We were
You're fine.
newborn for a couple of weeks anyway. But I was just expecting them to say like, "This is yours."
Hi, Daddy.
So,
We'll be needing some money.
can we speak about the guest that's sitting at the
Aye.
table?
We can.
Obviously, massive sponsor for the podcast.
Yep.
Anaconda. Can we call you the owner?
Yes,
Look,
absolutely.
Director.
look, Kilcoyne's in the house with.
I like director.
with
We'll give you a wee microphone. We can have a wee chat with you. Because it'll be interesting to find out, like, your.
How much you enjoyed us butchering the advert.
That's great.
I thought that advert was great as well. Ross, so go fuck yourself.
So I was trying to do an advert. It's like we try and do it our way.
I know. Cause
cool way.
It was good, man.
Like, see when you just actually read it, it sounds a bit shit. Have you heard the guys for 2 pints and a packet of no
A pint and 2 shots.
a pint and 2 shots?
No.
They sing the
You're
song.
going for it today.
No, I'm no. They sing the jingle and all this kind of shit. And
Aye, but they're used to it where we're trying to learn, man, and then they're like, we'll just do it in. And
Aye.
That was what we
it,
wanted.
it sounds better because it's merely because basically.
Aye.
Aye.
And we still get it wrong.
I know, but the
I've
best
got
part
the
is
website wrong every time.
you always get the number. Like, I'll give you the number.
Do you know that number?
He just looks at.
No, there, fuck. I've got to look at my phone. And then I still look at it, get it wrong. It's 01. And then get the website wrong. Yeah.
So let's. Where did the brand come from?
Started just a few years ago. When I first got into jiu-jitsu, just immersed myself in it. I absolutely loved it, man. And went over to this training camp over in Thailand, and was training over there. And about a week into the camp, I had a really bad knee injury. It was like horrendous, man.
Was that somebody caught you with something? Heel hook or that?
It was like the end of class. Class had finished, a couple of rounds left, and we were just doing some wrestling. And this guy for the Thai national team came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, doesn't speak any English, you know what I mean? But he's just like, me and you, let's go, man.
Jiu-jitsu, you don't need to.
He's got a slit in his eyes. And it's like,
Ross, don't
this is
say
going
it.
to be a hard round, you know what I mean? I'm like, let's go, man. I'm fucking representing Scotland. But
And we're back down, mate, double down.
so that's it. We got in the start of it, fucking thrown about, and then before I knew it, I was just flat on my back, and my knee was just fucking. I just felt this popping and cracking, and the cunt was on top of me,
Right.
and I'm just like, fucking, what has just happened, man? And I think basically what he'd done was he'd like jumped guard on me, and like everything just all the pressure just went on him.
Was it just a grapple you were doing, or was it like a
just
spar or that?
Just
No,
like
okay.
just
a
a
roll,
round,
like a roll, right,
just a
okay.
roll, man.
So
Just
it
started to stand up, man.
muscles became fatigued, sweat,
Hot as fuck as hell.
hot as fuck.
It is hotter
And
than
then
the
the
gi,
knees
man.
just went.
Do you know what I mean?
And the gi as well.
In the
Oh.
gi, like windows and all that. Do you know what I mean? No air conditioned gym, like
I've
fucking
trained in
50
Thailand,
degrees or
it's
something.
horrible, man.
Aye, man. So as soon as I went down, I was like, my knee was just absolutely in bits, and I was like, this is fucking really bad, man. Got up and just fell over and all that. So had this really fucking bad knee injury. over in Thailand, and I was basically went there, and the doctor was like, you're fucking goose, do you know what I mean? You need to get this surgery.
In Thailand, did you go to the doctor
I went
there?
to the doctor's there, like the next day, basically just couldn't move my leg. I was like, fuck, this is really bad, man. So went over there, and they were like, you're going to have to get this surgery for your knee. You've got no chance of getting it recovered on its own. He's sitting there with the wee picture rate and all that. I don't know what the picture means, but I'm like, it's no good. He's telling me it's
your
no
word for
good.
it is bad.
This is a bad situation.
Sounds like a full tear, doesn't it? What was it turned out to be?
It was a full ACL tear, full rupture, and a bucket handle meniscus tear. So basically that meant the fucking meniscus had like flipped or something. So we were over there together. My girlfriend was over there with me.
So you seen all this unfold? Oh Jesus! Did you record any? No.
Do you know what? I never could simulate.
The question is, did you let any squeals out when it happened? Like, ah!
It was more like an
Like a more manly one. That was a bit painful, but
I just like hit the floor and was like, fuck.
We've all screamed in the gym.
what I would do is I would have told, I would tweak your story. You finished the round and smashed the Thai boy, and then you were like, oh,
Turns out it was a bird.
turns out, I think I might have damaged my knee, and then so you go to the hospital. He then tells you it's goosed.
You're goosed, and like I'm
Go have to
like,
cut off.
basically like, we're going to have to reconstruct your knee. Like your fucking camp's over, right? Forget about that. I'm like, right, fair enough. That's done, right? And you're going to be like in crutches and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, like this is bad, man. I'm not going to be able to train for a fucking long time.
What did they give you a time, like 6 months?
Or like a year. Do you know what I mean? It was just kind of soaking in. Like you're going to be like a year at least. Like
How long ago was this?
like
Couple years
about
back?
2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. So shit had basically hit the fan over there, and I just remember being like, fuck man, like my thing's been taken away from me. Do you know what I mean? Jiu-jitsu, like you know, it's like
right
you need your sport. You know what I mean? It's like that fucking. It's almost
I
like
mind you just getting in it, and I could see how eager you were. You were loving it, getting better. I remember.
Aye.
In the old Hixlod gym, the Coatbridge gym.
Aye.
And I could see you getting improving every week. And see when you see somebody that's loving it, as you said, and then obviously you've had this injury, and you're thinking, "Fuck, I was just getting good at this. I was just starting to love it.
I was just getting into it.
Getting
Exactly.
hot with something like this could put you out for a year, man.
Aye, exactly. And it's going for that peak of being like that, right? You're at this camp, all you're doing is jiu-jitsu, like you're on cloud nine, do you know what I mean? And then after that, everything's just kind of flipped on its head. So I had to fly, obviously, back to the UK, and that's a whole different story. But basically, I went back, seen the surgeon in the UK, and he was like, this is like, this is pretty bad, man. You're going to have to get surgery and that. And I was just, right. They booked me in for it like 3 months down the line, and I just started doing rehab for it. Said you might as well go and start rehabbing it. Started rehabbing it, like.
So you got the surgery?
I didn't get the surgery.
You didn't get
rehab
surgery?
first and then surgery.
Right, okay.
So I was doing all this rehab, and then it just started getting better.
Right.
So what movement did you have? Like, were you crutches? Were you able to walk around?
So
Could you run?
At first, I was like basically in a wheelchair, and then I could just stand, and like I couldn't really bend my knee, so I had to like use my hip, right? So I was like, this is what I was saying about getting back to the UK. I was going through the airport and I was like walking through, like, and everybody's like, I think you need a wheelchair. I was like, no, I'm alright.
What was the flight like? Because anytime I've damaged anything flying wise, it just swells
Yeah,
up.
fucks you up.
Mate, I had to put all the big compression socks on and that.
To stop, is it
Blood clots
Blood
as well.
There's a
Because that's the most common thing.
called?
Isn't it?
There's it's like it's a 3-letter word. There's something that's called rhombio,
Thrombosis. Thrombosis.
something like that. Aye,
Ends up blood clot and then you can die for it.
aye.
It gets trapped.
Basically that type of thing. Aye,
Deep vein thrombosis.
aye.
That's what it's called.
You just made it sound
Nah,
dirtier than it
that's
should
what
be.
it's-
You made it sound dirtier than it should be.
Did you not just want to be in the wheelchair because it was embarrassing? Was that it? Or were you bored about going in a wheelchair?
Too tough for the
No,
wheelchair.
I was like, it was more of just like a kind of mental thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad.
Wasn't as bad as
Do you know what I mean? Everybody else is like, right, you're fucked, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna kind of get through this
Aye.
somehow. Do you know what I mean?
How are you mentally? Was it?
Oh, I was horrendous, man. Horrendous. I had to get Sky just to help me to go to the toilet. Just, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd lie in my bed like, I need to go to the toilet.
Getting dressed and stuff like that.
Dragged in and that. And so it was quite hard. Even just simple things like lifting things and all that. Just kind of... and obviously some people have got much worse, do you know what I mean?
I know.
But like, to go for like one extreme to the other, like
Peak,
like that.
peak physical fitness.
Peak physical fitness to just like...
No, actually being able to do anything for yourself.
Aye, exactly, aye.
And mad, that's just one joint. That's just one knee, that's it. Fucked.
That's it, man.
Like,
Aye. The game over, man. Aye, the system's packed
We
in.
just won.
So then from that, you don't get the operation, you do all the rehabilitation, because that's the issue. People like don't do the rehabilitation and get the operation, and it's like, oh, it's still fucked. Aye, but you didn't look after the actual aftercare. So that was enough just to get the blood flowing to the area, increase the healing process, and then from that you're like, I need some actual structure support.
Aye,
and that's
exactly.
where the knee brace came from.
Yeah, so started kind of slowly realising my knee was getting better, and just getting back on the mats, back to training, and that way you're like, if anyone's ever had like an injury that kind of just you're really fucking worried about when you're
fucking still.
a million. You're like, somebody like that, right, watch, I've got this fucking hanging this up. So every single class you're going in, I'm like, oh, fuck, I hope I don't fuck it up. Do you know what I mean? The coach is showing like a fucking single X or something like that. I'm like, ah, fuck.
Aye, it's always the one that's worse for your injury that is getting shown in it.
Exactly.
The day you go in. But I think that's when you need to know your training partners. Like, you need to know the guys you've rolled with for years. Like, stick with them. Don't go with the new erratic guys that just maybe launch onto your knee or try and knee bar you or some shit like that, you know what I mean? But
the new guys are more dangerous than the black belts, man.
I know.
Aye.
Tom summed it up
It's
the other day.
It's nerves for a lot of them as well, isn't it? A lot of people. I think the more you go to jiu-jitsu, especially jiu-jitsu, the higher you get, the more slowed down everything is and more relaxed you. Where these white belts are just fucking...
You
like
remember what it
Spider-Man.
was like when you were a white belt, but you wanted to tap somebody who was a higher belt. That's
I was doing it.
You were doing it.
I was doing it.
Aye.
First session, nearly tapped the coach, remember?
Aye. And Marcus, you done that?
No. Gallica.
Aye. I can't remember your first day.
Oh, because you were. I was already there.
Aye, you were part of Hit Squad before me, mate. Did you do...
You're laughing at.
Did you make your rash guards before you made the knee brace?
So the idea was there for the brand, for like the rash guards and that. And then when I had my injury, we were working on... obviously, I was thinking about all these different things. And then when I started trying to get back to training, I was like, fuck, I need something for my knee here. Do you know what I mean? This is quite a big problem. Like,
And what were you using?
just one of the kind of wee ones off Amazon.
The tubey grip ones
One
and
of the
stuff like that.
ones,
The blue
ones like,
neoprene.
like a sock, man. Do you know what I mean? Just one of them, it was like a sock.
One movement and that's it. It's at your foot now. It's like, 2 seconds.
Aye.
Fucking... Aye.
Aye, just slipping off all the time, and I was like, this thing's doing nothing for me. You know what I mean? Like,
It's wild to think that in such a like grown sport of mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, judo, all these sort of combat sports, there's nothing there.
The best we could come up with is blue neoprene.
Aye, look at it's wild.
It's true, eh?
Aye. It's like even that, like the neoprene stuff, it restricts your range of movement. Everything else just kind of slides off. Do you know what I mean? Even the ones that are like pure hundreds, they just kind of fly off like halfway through a round. And that, do you know what I mean? So, we started like just trying to think. I was thinking, right, well, what would the fucking perfect knee brace look like?
Aye.
And then that's obviously kind of how we got the idea stirring for ours. Put the straps on it so it never slips off when you're training. Added on the padding so if when you hit it off the ground, it's
Needs to be comfortable as well.
exactly.
Obviously.
Aye, comfortable. Doesn't restrict your range of movement. Do you know what I mean?
So where did you go to manufacture this? Where was the idea come from? Like, did you fly abroad to do it?
Aye.
Is that what it is?
Aye, so we went over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be a bit better, sorry boys.
Sorry, man.
It's all good, man.
I'll just leave that.
Was it back to Asia you went to?
Went to Asia. I went to like a few different places, getting stuff for different manufacturers. Went and met some different people as well, and like a lot of these manufacturers were used to dealing with like big, massive kind of corporate companies. You know what I mean? Where like you've got some guy going in a suit and all that, and I'm just like a jiu-jitsu guy in there like that, trying to
My
brace
shorts
on.
and flip-flops.
Aye.
But then that's what makes the brand special on it. The
Aye.
fact that it isn't,
100%.
it's actually a guy who's using it rather than being a guy that's in a suit that's rolling up there and being like, hi there, I want to make these because this is what...
'Cause I just
this is
wanna
what-
make money.
I want to make
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
Whereas you're like, no, I want to help people. I want to actually get people the ability to train and no worry about their knee blasting out again.
Aye, exactly, man. And like the kind of stuff that we were getting handed the first time round, I'm like trying it on in this big kind of boardroom, just like doing my knees and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Single leg sliding,
This
boots
is no
good.
good.
Supply and
This guy will
demand, bro.
confirm that. Do you know what I mean?
Supply and demand, bro.
This is no good. Like you need to change this. This is going to be too. You'll not be able to bend your knee with that on.
Aye.
That's going to like just loads of wee tiny things and it
That's
adds
it,
up. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't believe how much different parts there is that goes into it when you start just.
Maybe
applying it.
that's the reason why it's not been done before, because there's nobody with the passion to actually go to the coal fire, like right, to go to these factories and be like, no, this isn't going to work. Rather than me sitting here and being like, this is what I want, you send it out there and they send the product to you and you're just happy with it, as opposed to actually going out there and being like, no, I want this changed, I want this, and then now you've got a product that actually.
Because before you were
Fit for
probably
purpose.
like, oh, well, it's better than it was, so that's good enough. Do you know what I mean? Like any sort of, well, having that, using that blue neoprene, it's a wee bit better than it was, so I'll just go with that. So we probably did just put up with stuff like that before.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I think a lot of people do just think it's better than nothing.
At least I can still go to the gym. Aye, it's better than nothing.
But like some of them aren't, do you know what I mean?
I know. And then, but it's too late to find out what ones work and what ones don't work.
Aye.
Have you got anything else in the pipeline? Tell you what you're
Loads.
good.
Loads of stuff. coming.
Tell us.
Can you tell us?
Give us
Aye.
a son.
Aye, 100%, man. So, well, basically, we want to help athletes with all kinds of injuries. We want to make athletes stronger and like not held back by different injuries. So what we're going to be doing is working on a lot of different supports for different parts of your body.
And for the spine.
Mate, I was looking at some stuff. It's no easy.
Right, I know.
You know what I mean? When you're actually training, that's the thing. That's quite a hard one to do, just because like of how much movement you need on it.
Yeah.
But we are looking at that and working on it.
So what other areas?
Elbow, ankle, shoulder. Got something really nice for the shoulder coming as well. Actually, I always have like really stiff and sore shoulders.
Yeah.
And what
You've
we've
got
got
bad
coming,
training partners who hurt your shoulders, have you?
You did that yourself?
you came with them or something like that.
No, I just overhooked his arm.
That's not what it was.
It was. This was what night was this? Monday night?
Yes.
Monday night?
I'm over it, it's alright.
You're clearly not over it.
Sounds like you're over it, mate.
You want to fucking pull this table out and we'll sort it out here?
My shoulder's bad enough.
So it's like you're looking at all these joints that are getting manipulated in jiu-jitsu through like actual kimuras, through the actual submissions.
Aye.
And then it's causing damage, so then the guys are not able to actually train, and then they leave the sport not knowing how good the actual sport is, because it's like, oh, I've been injured, I can't do anything.
Exactly.
Whereas you're stepping in and being like, no, here's something to aid your recovery and help you in the world of jiu-jitsu.
Aye.
It's commendable,
And,
man.
like, you wouldn't really believe how much it can actually help some people. Like, some people will be like, I've not trained for like, I've not done weights for like a decade, and since I've started using this, I feel stronger again. I've been deadlifting and all that, and you're like, my God, man, this is amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant,
Like, this is incredible. This is done for this person.
That's
Credit to yourself
it is,
as well.
It's you see the amount of people in the gym. Like, it doesn't matter what gym you go to. There's guys wrapped up in, as you're saying, neoprene. Like, and it's not even like, there was a guy in the gym a couple of days ago, and he's like, to get a knee brace. It wasn't even like, I need my knee brace, I just need a knee brace. Just to
Boy with double ones. I don't want to say who is,
Aye.
but he's double knee braces on. Double
all the time.
Who, Stone Cold?
But, that's
and he's
got.
only a young guy as well. He's can only be like his mid-20s, and he's every training session a bandage on each knee. It's fucking
And that's
rough.
It's probably one of these things where you're just slapping, as we're saying, ending on it to
Aye.
support it.
Better than it was.
Guys, we are lucky enough to have our sponsor Anaconda Fightwear drop us a box of goodies. I mean, we're already rocking some secret stuff, but we've got the Anaconda OG. Check it out. We have got the Anaconda straight up black. Fire out. Let's see them. And I am going to go for the Anaconda green.
These are
the rash guards. Yeah.
What ones have I got? Have I got the OG one?
Oh, I think I win, man. This is badass.
Aye, I prefer the green one.
I like the green. The green looks good, but this is nice.
Right.
The yellow is quite cool actually as
Yeah,
well.
That's nice.
I've got a double XL. What you having?
I have got an XL.
Let's do a trade here. You can have the green. I'll take a yellow.
I've got medium, so I'll just keep this one boy.
So-
but I got the OG,
No, I get the OG. This is the OG Anaconda.
the yellow one is.
Aye. With the snake print. We've also got
Short sleeve as well.
a black in here.
No, the green one's the nicest one. Good Celtic one, that.
Good Hibs boys. Good Hibs boys. These are the knee braces. This is Anaconda's signature knee brace, worn by who?
Joey Diaz himself.
Yeah,
Oh, there's the black and the long sleeve though.
Oh,
I like that.
no, the black and the long sleeve wins. I think.
Sure, man.
So, it's got the Ross just walking right in front of you.
mate, I'm just laying that out there, that's all. Apologise.
No, you're cool.
How you feel at the knee brace? What have we got here?
Knee brace, non-slip.
This one?
No, the non-slip for the knee brace to stop it from slipping.
Aye.
You've got the knee pad to protect it if you're shooting in the doubles, the singles, whatever you're going for, and you've got the elastic support.
Feels good, eh?
What's this then? I've got shorts, leggings, shorts. Oh, I like these, man.
So guys, check out Anaconda Fightwear. The link is in the bio. If any of you get the stuff, let us know what you think of it, and let us know what your favourite is. Chris is obviously going for the green one. I think I'm going to go for the black.
The black is nice, but they all look good.
Guys,
I'm going to compete in jiu-jitsu soon, so I think that's got to be my tyre. I like these. I usually go with the tighter ones, but I'm liking them. They're like old school MMA stuff. So, aye, check them out. And what's the website, Ross?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you though. Tell me. .co. AnacondaFightwear.co.
So we've seen, obviously, you've had some product spot off you from like Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz and stuff
That's
like that.
pretty cool.
So that must have been cool seeing that coming in. And obviously Joey, I don't know how that came about, but Joey obviously done like the video for you as well, which is amazing. But I'm seeing a lot of fighters and like jiu-jitsu guys doing it, so it's quite cool to see a brand like basically worldwide, you know what I mean? So that must be cool.
It's cool, man. Like, I just with Joey Diaz, we just kind of woke up one morning, looked at my phone, and I'm like, this message for Joey Diaz. And he's like, got your knee brace, absolutely love it. Joey Coco Diaz just signed off.
Is that actual Instagram, that Mad Flavours World on
Aye.
Instagram?
That's pretty cool, man.
Aye,
Yo,
yeah.
cocksucker.
Aye.
Yo, cocksucker. The knees are good.
But it's good that it's people who, like, it's showing you it's helping everybody.
Aye.
You know what I mean? He's an older guy, still wants to do a bit of jiu-jitsu, probably would have fucking knocked it on the head.
Aye, exactly.
That's mad, eh?
Had like a knee replacement, put it on, says he feels like, helps him a lot. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
good to go.
So he was just like, let me know what vent you need, and I was like, could you do like a testimonial for this, man? And he just went and done it. Like the next day, sent it over.
Brilliant,
like,
man.
Aye,
But that's
like,
it. It's like product being out there, being shown that guys are actually using it and it's helping them. So that's exactly what you're needing in it to push your brand.
That's it, man. Like he's a
High level.
credible, trustworthy guy. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
People,
And I feel like he's the type of person who, if it wasn't helping him, he wouldn't do it. He's
It's not bullshit, man.
aye.
Aye. No, we didn't give
He's
him
sincere.
any money for it at all.
Aye.
What
Just
about Joe Rogan? He loves the
Aye.
Scots, don't he?
Well, so we were basically like, obviously talking about Joey Diaz and that. Oh my God, Jinky's told Joe Rogan about it. Like, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to message Joe. I'm going to go and message him and see. And I just went on. He was already following us on Instagram.
Aye.
Oh my God, Joe's following us, man. I was like,
Big
how
Joe.
cool is that?
That's just for Joey, obviously. No,
Aye.
you've seen that.
And I was went and looked and I was like, wonder if he's ordered for us. And I went and checked and he'd already ordered for us.
Aye, brilliant, man.
So,
So it's other people doing the sport though, saying, look, I've tried this and it's working. You need to be doing this. And like if your knee was fucked, you would just go, and Paul went, I've tried that. Like how often have we done that way? All different things. Like I tried this, it helped. I'm going to start doing that. That's just how it works, eh?
Word of mouth sometimes.
Well, what would you believe more? You believe your friend who said, I tried this and it worked. So that's good. That's what we're wanting.
So, what about your own knee? How's things? Because obviously you're back in the gym, nearly subbing me, but nearly was the key word there. You're moving quite good, which I saw that time I rode with you a few weeks back. So how's the knee and stuff?
Pretty good, man. Like, for a while with the injury, it was more like a kind of like a mindset thing. Like you're kind of every class you're like every class you come out you're like, right, I've not injured my knee, that's a success for. Do you know what I mean?
Is it going to go?
So you're just like, and plus you've been out for 6 months, so you've lost that kind of time of training.
Is that how long you were off for? 6 months?
No, none for
no
6
training.
months. None.
Like even running or lifting weights,
just knee rehab, man. Which kind of turned into lifting weights eventually.
Aye.
Like just different like presses.
Because that's all you can do, really.
Pretty much, aye. But
surfing.
So aye, but it's pretty good now, man. Like it's
doesn't feel like an issue.
It gets a wee bit sore sometimes. Like
can live with that though.
I can live with that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's as long as I can. For a while, I was worried. I was like, am I ever going to be able to wrestle again? Am I ever going to be able to like stand up, just fucking go to town with somebody? Do you know what I mean? And now I can, man. So for me, like that's all I was really bothering about.
Long may it continue, man.
Aye, that's it, man.
Any competitions or any that kind of stuff lined up? Any areas in that world?
I competed a few months ago, man. But I kind of want to do something else soon, man.
Like a invitational or like a comp.
I signed up for the ADCC. I wanted to get matched in that, but I didn't get matched. No.
I know a guy that runs a show. Chris Bungard.
Aye. No.
If you want a grapple on that, I could get you a grapple on that, obviously.
Mate, I'm getting for it.
I know you are.
Ross Cooper.
You're not going to say no on camera.
No, I'm not.
But if you wanted to grapple on the show, I could get you matched. Even I'm doing one in February as well, so
right,
if August is too short.
You dropping this?
Aye.
Go on in here, mate.
I'm running a new show in end of February called Hill Mayhem. It's got to be just part of my Bad Guy Promotions, just kind of branching out a wee bit to Glasgow area. I like the hall. Obviously, I fought in it as an amateur with SFC, and the day grappling comps in it. And it's a nice hall. It's like an old auditorium type hall. Would you call that?
Aye,
auditorium.
Bang on the money.
We're like seated all the way around the building and that. And it's an old building, but I just like the room. So I'm going to have my 4th show be in there. It'll be called like Hill Mayhem or some shit like that. I don't know. I've not really nailed it.
I quite like it. Jamie liked it, didn't you?
The Holytown Havoc King was like, it's kind of like a wrestling type thing. So I'm trying there. Then I think I'm going to go Bathgate next.
Right.
So wait a bit.
Coming up your neck of the woods, boy.
The Regal Theatre.
Oh mate, I worked at a show in there once before.
So I'm just trying to branch out. So if August was too close to for Holytown for a grappling match, inside the cage is a bit different as well, with like a couple hundred people. So it's nice. It's a good to be. It's got that fight feel to it. And you're in a cage, but it's just a grapple as well. So if that was too short for you, like maybe Hill would be a nice wee one for you. It's something different for you, not me. It's not like.
Good as well. You get the crowd and everything. Get the walkout.
Bit hostile and that. But aye, so
I'm up for it, man.
Aye.
I would be up for that. Aye.
There you go.
No one to turn down that challenge.
No way. Put you in the spot.
I kind of did put you in the spot there.
I'll rise
obviously,
to it.
somebody at your own level, and your own
Aye.
experience, it's like you won't get fucked in my show, mate.
I'll fight you.
Put you in a black belt, aye. Put him in with Sam last time.
I know, big Sam.
So would it be like
So last time I seen
submission
Sam,
only? A sub only match?
it would be like a 10-minute limit.
Okay.
Aye, 10-minute limit, that would be it.
Aye.
It's only 10 minutes.
I can
Nobody
speak.
pulling guard or anything like that?
Hey, there's fuck all up with Bungard.
No points.
No, not about that,
On
man.
this podcast and talk about
Can I go down a wee
guard,
touch? Get a bit of buzz in me here.
But
That's much better, cheers.
aye, the main Hill show I'm thinking about like internationals.
Aye, bringing in some
maybe
big-
even something like Scotland against England or Scotland against another country or something, and try and get
a couple of guys.
aye just up against
Bring over a team
aye
and
So-
represent. Do you remember Total Combat used to do that?
aye.
Remember it was like Norway, aye? All these Norwegian boys.
That was quite. You used to see that on more shows though. You would get a few Scandinavian guys quite often. Am I thinking Gunnar Nelson used to do something similar with that? He would come over with a few guys to shows.
Aye.
Am I right with that?
They did come over to like the ones down south, the FCC ones and
And they would have quite a few Scandinavian guys on
Aye.
UK shows, eh?
aye.
But I don't know if that's since COVID. I don't know if that's still a thing
where,
anymore.
remember SFC with Jonathan Westham?
No,
West
Sweden.
He's Vision. Was that Vision? Was that
remember
Vision?
They merged.
That's right. Remember they were doing like a live stream. There was like 2 shows running simultaneously for
Aye.
Vision. It was some weird like that.
Aye.
There were
I quite like that though.
There were some good shows. There were some good shows.
It would be good to travel away as well. Like if we were looking at the other way around, going away with guys for your gym and stuff, that would be quite cool. Like a few years
that was
going
one of the
over.
things we used to enjoy, wasn't it? It would be like a wee away day. We would go. We would remember hiring a minibus and going up to Aberdeen to fight. I know it's only up to Aberdeen, but
I know, but
jiu-jitsu comps and all that kind of stuff, or maybe going down south and like a whole experience of travelling as a team, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
it's definitely good when a couple of your guys are on, isn't it? When it's some of your friends are fighting as well, you get everything.
I hate watching my pals fight.
It's worse.
Fucking hate it, man. Because I know, like when I'm fighting, and it's probably the same for them, but I know I know in myself I've gave it my all, getting into that. But there's times where you're like, I don't know if they've gave it their all in the fight camp.
I did the opposite way
Sometimes you
round.
know a bit because you're like, he was slacking. He wasn't showing up sometimes,
Aye.
or he was quitting in the gym, or making excuses, or faint injuries.
So you
he's
get-
always injured.
You get nervous.
You
I
get
remember sitting in the crowd.
Sometimes you know, like you know your teammate's got to win or he's got to get beat. Sometimes you kind of know, like
I had the opposite
Nah,
with
like-
Big Neil Laird. I was like, he's going to smash us. It was Lucas Zavignac. And I was like, smashing him every day of the week. This guy trains, nobody's like Big Neil, train wise. Trains so hard.
That's fair
trains,
though. Training wise
intensely.
is quite intense.
Every single round's like
Decent.
every single round's an absolute war for him. And I was like, he's fucking smashing him first round. And then he goes out and just bop, flings a high kick, falls on his back and ends up armbanding. I'm like,
Aye, no way.
what the fuck? How'd that happen? MMA.
aye.
A lot of ways to lose.
And a drop of a hat, it can change.
How many people do you see in the gym that are like amazing, but then when the lights, they're under the lights, they don't perform, and I've seen it be a lot of people.
But then there's people in the gym who don't perform in the gym, but when it comes to fight night, just
Exactly.
can't turn it on. They're fighters.
Why is that, Jink?
Don't know. I think
Is that mental block?
some are just fighters and some aren't.
I think it's, oh fuck it, like, right, we're here right now, you need to go now. Whereas when you're in the gym, you always know you're in the the
I think your gym's your safe place.
I think you need to be a bit scheme. I'm going to be honest. To be a fighter, I think you need to have a bit of buzz about you. You need to have grown up a bit tough times.
I've always been quite open with the sparring thing. Like, I've never really liked sparring. I didn't like sparring with my friends. I didn't mind when we go to like a different gym or it's guys you didn't really know, but I didn't really like sparring with my friends.
Do you think everybody should be like get battered when they're younger?
Sean Strickland.
Either.
like a drunken beatdown after a day or something?
But if you're not getting that, then maybe a or something. just
like-
one. I'm not saying like a host there. I'm just one.
But you know what I mean? Like
I think you need to have a bit. I think
Somebody
you
needs
need
to
I think you need to have a bit of fight in you. I remember my
I think
coach
the people
saying,
who don't
I need you to be. I need
there's
to
people
teach you
that has
toughness.
never been punched in their life or
I know.
through a punch.
And then when it
come
happens,
through their full life.
like we're called the Leathered Podcast, and that was one of the things we said at the start. We've been leathered and we've leathered somebody.
You have to take it on the chin.
I think my genuine belief is to be a fighter, you need to have went through some shit. You need to have at least won a fight in the streets and ran away for at least 30. Need to work in that sprint.
Have you ever ran away for a fight?
Fuck I
Aye.
left
Have
my
you
bag
ever
and
run away?
everything. Left my rucksack.
Maybe when I was like a wee boy. I didn't.
What is it, school?
Aye.
Right, okay.
Just fucking
Like
bag
guillotine.
was slow me down. There was no aerodynamics with it. It's fucked
You know what I
it
used
was.
to do in school with my bag? I used to throw it to them.
Throw it at them and then go in after
They
it.
caught it.
And then stunner them.
Just smacked them so they've caught my bag and then they've nothing.
That's up there with
that was my go-to.
That's up there with the guy when he squares up with a pint in his hand, over your face first. This is
And then elbows.
This man's an experienced pub fighter.
No, I definitely you need to have. That's what I think. When I see people come and feel like, I'm not saying because you come from a privileged background that you can't fight. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, that for what I've seen, the guys for the mean streets are the guys that can fight.
Aye.
However,
are you talking about Elon Musk?
No.
Are you saying
No.
Elon Musk can't fight because he's a privileged guy and
I'm
he's
a-
got multi-millions in the bank? Billions?
my son's never had like a tough day in his life, I wouldn't say. He's a definite different upbringing for me, and he gets in scuffles at school and he just fucking handles it, no bother. And so I used
scuffles in schools, that's what I'm talking about.
We're still at wee guy stuff.
Aye, but then,
He's only piece of
but as an adult,
sure.
he becomes a fighter. He's already experienced that.
And I'd prefer he didn't. But like, I can't mind who I was saying it to the other day. Like, my son thinks it's perfectly normal to be around guys who fight in the UFC. He doesn't. Whereas when I was a wee guy, I'd be like, fucking hell, this guy's in the UFC. Whereas it's just totally normal to him. Like, hi, my dad's mate is Paul, and like Chris fights in cage with that son, just normal. Like, one of his buddies was like, oh, that UFC hat, he was going about in the UFC cap that you gave me. It was like, how much was that? He was like, oh, my fucking dad's mate, just give me it.
Aye.
Like, it's nothing to him.
It's just a normal thing.
Aye, so to him, fighting's normal, whereas, but he's no came for really forced into fighting in any way. It's a normal thing that boys do, and my daughter does jiu-jitsu as well, but it's just a normal thing that boys do, and sometimes this happens and you've just got to do it.
But then
so it's a different mindset as well.
You think about our kids, yours do jiu-jitsu.
Aye.
My kids do wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
And your daughter's undoubtedly, once she's
got my daughter's doing pull-ups now.
there we go.
What the fuck?
I don't have to punch on the stomach, but
Do you ever put your bean in the cripple or crossface?
Do you know what?
Phil Nelson them.
I've managed to stay off the whiskies.
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit didn't do it, mate.
What about the murders?
He was a good guy.
What about the murders?
It's a conspiracy against Chris Benoit.
You think so?
They were supposed to tap out anyway.
He was just.
I heard that one of them had his foot in the
cripple?
ropes. No, one of them. The wife had the foot in the ropes.
So it didn't go.
Like, Jamie's there laughing. He's like, I'm going to have to cut all this. I'm going to have to cut all this.
Mate, when did I tell you this in the camper the other day about the lassie at my school? She came home, her dad had fucking killed her man like a sex game, and then he just done his selling as well.
Jesus Christ.
See, the thing is, to see if you had deliberately done it, you're going to say it's a sex game.
Aye.
There's no hope in hell. Like,
So,
Rough sex defence.
aye. MMA fighters in
I thought you were like me and you.
MMA fighters in got to get away with that. Like
what?
The old fucking choke.
Choke your missus to death accidentally.
Like, no, you're an MMA fighter. You're aggressive. You meant that, but she wanted it. Know what I mean? Like, you've never got to get away with that.
It says every rapist, she wanted it.
Aye.
I guillotined a wee guy on
Putting the
Saturday
black
night.
gloves in the bin.
Did you?
Felt like a big man.
Was he starting shit and you just...
Aye, he was being a bit naughty, and I was like, "Look, you need to calm down." Aye, well, fucking what? Aye, well, or this then.
So talk us through how you got into the guillotine. Was it a wee snap down?
Aye,
Or
what
did
he
he
did-
is that next week's
hold on.
Patreon?
Did he take you down?
he,
Pull guard?
he went the full head to head, and I just went.
Nice, just a wee-
just pulled him straight
just
down
a
and
wee
under.
cup.
I was like, I actually had to turn the.
Oh,
had
did
to-
you go the old fucking...
I had to
Nice.
rotate the wrist. He scratched my hand, and it went on infected the wee migger. But that was him.
Did you...
And then
Clean his legs?
no, I didn't. I let him get
Did
it.
you machida him? Just drop him?
I never let him fall on the flare.
Slam
No,
him?
held him up and then calmed himself down. Now off you go, young man.
Right.
Remember,
Stay at school.
aye, behave on nights out, or horrible tattooed up bald guys may choke you.
Ross has had some shit for abusing kids and... No, abusing
He was a
kids.
man.
Oh,
he was a
Jesus,
man.
man.
No, that's that came wrong. Ross has had some shit about... Because he banjoed a wee boy
Aye,
and then knew you choked. And knew you choked a wee boy out.
he was about 21. I would have said.
on the
That one
doors.
there.
Aye, at work. Mate, he just Judas somebody inside. He'd punched somebody when they weren't looking, so it was warranted.
That's
Fuck
the
him,
worst.
mate.
That.
Well deserved.
It is.
That's the worst.
And then squared up to me, so I had to go.
Fair dues.
I was
He's never been punched before, mate. Maybe he's one of you guys, man. It's just
Aye.
like fucking.
He just see as well when they
Doesn't
kind of
always
be
have
like
that
they just
punch
run
will
off.
sort you
Eh?
out.
They just like, oh, what's happened, and they just run off, and it's quite funny.
I genuinely think everybody should get punched once in their life.
Aye, man.
It's
It evens you out. Like, oh, you're in your motor and you give me abuse. Fucking jab.
So I told my mum. Bang.
Slip it. I've
There's no
told
enough
the story about me in the car. Ain't I?
Aye. The uppercut.
what uppercut
No.
on your mum.
No.
That was last week.
No, I was talking about the car. Remember outside the gym? I was like, what happened with you and that boy?
The boy whose face you spat in.
Aye. Have I not told this story?
Oh,
I was in a bit of a road rage incident. Obviously, I drive a smart car, and I'd just finished the gym, and I was up here with like I had a good session. You know what I mean? I'm pumped, having a good time, and this guy was just being a prick, and he nearly hit me. My car's plastic anyway, so it doesn't really make it like it's not an issue. So as I drive up, at this point, I'm fucking raging. I'm like, you ain't fucking hit me. And he's like, fuck you, right? And I was like, I can't do it. So I just took a greener for like my nutsack. Like, I absolutely sucked that sucker for fucking downtown. And I went, right in the window, man. Right in the motor window. Right in his face, man. I know it's disgusting, but it was that point where I was like, he's right. I can't do nothing.
What did he do?
Nothing.
No, he didn't.
He didn't do nothing. It was,
I thought he looked to the car and thought, I'm fucking having this guy.
no, it was like, just take a bag with this fucking big greener that came from my sack.
Mate.
And then I just drove away. And then felt horrible.
That's something that somebody for Airdrie would do.
I know, there's
You an Airdrie legend?
Airdrie legend. there's another issue I had. This was during lockdown. I was out walking my dog. I've got a golden doodle, and he's a nice big guy. Disney bark, he's friendly, right? Guy. So we're out walking, and this woman's nice dog. It was like a lasso app, so it was like a wee tiny. It got off, right? It's late, and the woman's like, say the dog's called fucking Benjamin or something. Benjamin. So she's trying to, Benjamin, stop that. So she's trying to get it, and so I sit. I know. So I sit Cliff down. So I'm like sit Cliff. So I've got him like here, and the wee dog's trying to bite him at the front, bite him in his arse. I didn't kick it. That's wrong. I didn't kick it. The kicking is not the wrong word. What I did was I used my foot.
You shoot it.
I used my foot to kind of scoop it away.
But did you lift it a wee bit?
I lifted it. It went about 3 feet high, 6 feet long.
Dog, mate. You fucking lift him, right? You kicked the dog.
So the woman then goes off her nut and she's like, "You're a fucking asshole." And I was like, at this point I was raging. I was like, "Doug's been a fucking lead, you fucking asshole, right?" But the thing was, she had a wee lassie, and the wee lassie started greeting.
Oh fuck's sake, mate!
So I'm trying to no feel bad for this.
I don't feel like I know you.
So
they don't want to sponsor us.
It gets worse. So she goes,
"It's quite bad now."
She goes, "I'm phoning RSPCA and you," and I was like, "You better phone fucking 999, you fucking asshole." And then walked away. But then see that whole night, Cliff was like a guy. He was just like looking at me like, "You protected me, big man. You had my back." I didn't kick it. It wasn't like a fucking George Albert's kick. It was more like a
wee teep or something like that.
It was like I caught it on the ribs and just went.
Were you scared that was going to bite your dog?
Aye.
Your big dog was going to get bought off this wee thing?
Aye. And I'm like,
how did you do it for your dog? Like, see, no matter what comes in.
Just about this all the time. What am I going to do if a big massive dog sets about my dog?
We'd be able to choke it.
You're naked choke it,
mate. I'd be in there, nothing.
The size doesn't matter. Like, I need to get it out there. Size does not matter. Doesn't matter if it's a big dog or a wee dog. If it's trying to bite your dog, you need to like.
Well, would you let it bite your child?
Exactly. So it deserves a fucking little lift. Let's not say it was a kick. Let's say it's a lift. I lifted the dog away.
Scoop.
3 feet high, 6 feet deep.
Right
over the goalie.
I was going to
chipped into the wee lassie's arms. Whoop.
Hey.
I was going to smash a few cunts at the weekend.
Why?
Where were you?
2 different occasions, right? So
were you minding your own business?
Aye. So the first one, right, I was the back road at Salisbury to Peggy White's, that long stretch.
Some places Peggy White's, by the way. I've only just discovered this.
So there's temporary traffic lights. I'm at the front, red light, I'm here. Young teams behind me, right? Fucking polo or some sort of golf or something. I can see the two boys in the mirror, wing mirror. They're laughing, smiling and that, right? But they can't see who I am or whatever. As I go to pull away, they pull in front of me and just right in front of me and just charge right. I'm just like, right, whatever, man. They harm done. They didn't touch the motor, let them go fast, right? But as I'm going down this Salisbury, I'm just like, I'm going to the petrol station anyway to put diesel. I'm just like, it'd be funny if they went to the Peggy White's and all. And I'm just like, thinking all the things I'm always wanted to date. I'm like an absolute psycho just driving in mind. Let's put fucking Lou Hughes and the boys on, just like dance like American Psycho, don't we? Pull into Peggy White's, it's empty. My pump, their pump, they're there. I'm like, great. Psycho mode just goes on, so I'm literally pumping up diesel and just staring, like growling at this wine boy. And he's like looking at me and he's doing this and that, and he's like every time looking up, and I'm just like growling, just pumping it as if I've got my dick in my hand, sorry. And I'm just like that, just staring right at him. The other wee specky guy with the Gucci hats inside Peggy White's.
Specky guy.
Paying, right, so I'm still staring at this guy. till I'm finished. As I'm walking in, just still staring at the motor, and he just doesn't know where to look. The other boy's coming out. He's not seeing me as he's just coming out. I'm going in, and I've just launched him into all the crisp packets, just out my way. But the woman in Peggy White stocked on the shelves, and she's like, oh. So what's going on? I'm like, you wee fucking dick. And I've just like went to the counter, and he's running the motor, and the two of them are looking at the window. I'm just still staring at the window like Michael Myers, like, what is wrong with you? Honestly,
I feel like Peggy White's will see the odd square go though.
Just
It's like just a meeting place for boys who are off to a tough
I'm
day
just
on the
like,
site.
why has that annoyed me so much? Maybe if I had the way in the motor, but it was just like, just wee dicks. I was just like,
Listen, it's the same reason I spat in that guy's face, because I couldn't do it.
so
It fucking pisses you off.
So this is the funny one though. I'm at Black Keys, and we go to Lebowski's before it, me and Derek, for a few cocktails before it, a few White Russians.
You like it in there, eh?
It's brilliant.
He likes White Russians, boy.
It's brilliant. So we're walking down the West End, about to go in. There's an old couple taking photos, right? And I'm talking old, like your mum and dad's age, old. So we're just holding back. Two women on the road with a guy in the middle, the baldy guy, sorry mate, is on the road taking the photo with his phone, right? So we're in a good mood. We're taking our time, but they're no rush, so we're letting them take their photo. And the guy's taking the photos, like, just looks at us like, just let these two fannies by now, right? So I'm just like, and I was just like, I was all happy, and just like, just walking by him like, what'd you fucking say? And he's like, and I just walked a wee bit. He's like, I says, I'll let these two fannies back through. And I turn around, I'm talking about the real woman, and the guy's in the middle. And Derek's like, no, come on, just leave it. And I just turned around and I was like, I'll fucking kill you in front of these two women, you fucking old baldy dick. And he's like, aye. And I'm just like, just seeing red. I'm like, just grab his phone and just smash it. And Derek's like, oh, come on. I'm like, what about that? I'm like, we were being the good guys, mate. Just take your photo. And then some guy down the West End thinks he's safe. Know what I mean? I'm just like, in my head, it's just alarms. Ooh. I'm just
Psycho
like,
moment.
just go in, have your White Russians, go and see the gig. Don't end up in the cells. So I'm just like, I saved that guy if you're getting smashed. But
If you're getting the beating. So
but that's what cunts are saying these days. They're just like,
I know they've got
No
no.
consequences.
you've no idea. I'm just saving you if you're getting I'd probably just curb stomp your fucking baldy ass.
Walking by saying, you're welcome. We were at that gig last night, and there was a guy behind us. It's a Tuesday night, man, and he's absolutely fucking pissed at his tree, right? But he's there with his daughter.
What
his
age
son,
a
and
guy
his
though?
wife.
Because I can add some context to this. These guys
He is probably one of these guys that's like,
doesn't go out.
Disney go out and he's just fucking absolutely went, right, I'm taking the Wednesday Guns N' Roses. I get it, right? You're having your night out, you've paid your money,
And you're
enjoy
sober.
it. I'm not. Right? I'm trying to listen to Axl Rose trying to sing as well, mate. I don't need to listen to you trying to sing. And he was shouting and screaming, and his son wasn't interested. His son had like ear defenders, so I'm assuming maybe had like autism or something like that. And he's like, look at him, and he kept like grabbing the wee boy and just being really aggressive to him. And I was like, I want to punch this guy in the fucking mouth. Like, stop, stand up straight. Look, this is the greatest guitar player of all time. Fucking stand up straight. And I'm like, mate, I want to fucking turn around and absolutely zap him in the face. He's been a prick to this wee guy, and then his wife goes away to get more beers, who ends up pouring all the beer into my shoe. You know that way, it hits my leg and runs all the way into my shoe. I'm like,
I'll just shuffle away a wee bit.
I did shuffle away a wee bit.
The kind of golden rule I use with that one is, as soon as you can be a dickhead all you want, as soon as you start affecting someone else's night, the night's over.
It was that thing where he was like,
Aye.
at one point he's like, oh, I'm sorry, and he'd come over and started swinging at me.
that makes it
And
worse.
I was like,
The guys are the worst.
I was like,
Leave
get
me
your
alone.
fucking hands off me. And Emdy that kept passing by, he's like, hamming big stuff, just talking to everybody. Like, the band's still playing, and this guy's fucking like trying to talk to people as they're walking past, absolutely steaming, berating his wee boy who's like not interested in fucking watching Axl Rose. And I'm like,
Typical Ouija.
I am like,
They all behave
fuck
like that.
this guy.
It's called
Alright, you
West-
fucking
Westerners. Can't he behave, mate?
this piece of
Westies,
shit.
mate. They go
You went
out,
to school
can't
with a
behave.
uniform, so fuck up.
No uniform.
So I,
Wear a school
there's
uniform.
so many people out there who are
Weirdos,
absolute wankers.
You didn't wear a school uniform?
Aye.
Yeah. Just wear it whatever you want.
What kind of school was this, man?
It's just a
Special
time in a
fucking
school.
X-ray on
You
it,
could go
no.
to school like that, neighbour. Nobody's saying fuck all, mate.
Fucking hell.
What a school.
Aye, back to the point. There's people out there who are protected by society.
You get a lot of them.
Everyone.
You get a lot of them at like comedy shows. See the drunken hecklers.
Oh,
I
they're
just think
cunts, man.
they're funny. Like, just don't
Like,
shut
I'm
up.
part of this show. Like,
Aye.
you're not part of the show. I did not pay to
I
watch.
love when they get dragged out. That's the best bit.
It's a cunt though. So I used to work at the Underbelly, and what would happen is you would get some of the comedians just stop. So you weren't actually in the room. You'd be like, it would be like, imagine a big room with maybe only 100 or 200 people in it. You just wait outside, and then they come and get you. So the boy will be like fucking 6th row right in the middle, and there's no music, the lights are on. It's not like in a nightclub where you just rip the boy out and nobody notices. Everybody's like that, watching. And you've got to go up it. So I would go, right buddy, you need to come with me, and they'll go, nah.
Aye, I've been there.
So now I need to fucking.
Wasn't he a member? Wasn't he? Strongest man, remember? Wasn't he a comedy show?
But if the comedian turns
Ten-0, man.
round, and goes, he's got to go, and I'm not carrying on the fucking show until he's out, because that's what they'll usually try and do first. We're not doing another minute till he's not in the room.
I'll tell you a funny story about Joey when I seen
And it's
Joey
a
Diaz.
fucking nuisance.
So I seen Joey Diaz at the Comedy Store in LA. But as I was queuing up to go in, there's this guy outside. He's got a bandana on, right, and he's loud, man. But he's right in front of us. He's like, "You seen Joey Diaz before, man?" I'm like, "Nah, man, first time." He's like, "He's so fucking good, man. But you sit with me." I turned around to me. All I says was like, "We're not sitting with him. Like, definitely no." We go in. Like, they actually put us beside them. And he's like, I'm over here with these guys. I'm like, great. I'm talking about full on fucking
Axl Rose bandana.
Aye. The first guy comes out who I love, Sebastian Maniscalco. He's like Italian, like
I like him
American
too.
Italian. And he just keeps shouting, man. This guy's, and I'm just like, please don't think I'm with this guy. I don't know this guy. And he just keeps shouting, and he's just like, dude, you wearing a fucking bandana, man? And he keeps going on. He eventually gets dragged out, right? And I'm just like, look, I'm not with this guy. I don't know this guy. He's with his missus or whatever. And 2 seconds later, it comes back. And the next guy starts heckling and all, and the guy just rips his bandana again. The full place has gone mental, right? He gets dragged right out. Right, Joey, it was the time Joey comes on, man. The guy sits back down, he's not got the bandana on, he's got ball, it's just this big ball bit, and he's just doesn't say nothing, man. So he must have just been told, like, you're fucking,
see Joey, man.
you're out of here, man, if you don't shut up.
Like,
And
at what point in your night? At what point in your night is like, you know, it's going to be good.
I wanted him to get battered, man.
See if I'm a prick to everybody around about me. That's the annoying thing as well. They try and drag you into their mess. Like,
Aye. I done that. With his face, he's done that. Point at me. He's like, Scotland. I'm like, oh no, man. Aye, so I wanted them to get banned, but
Usually spot them quite fast because they're no way like a group of people, or they're kind of, they'll only be like one other person who's a fucking idiot as well. Because if no pals, they can't
be
behave.
that guy. Imagine going into a room where you know people don't like you.
but then
or whatever.
you don't know you're not that guy. You could be that guy, and
See,
you
if you don't know, you're the guy.
Exactly. There's always a dick in the room, and if there's no one in there, it's probably you.
It's true. People don't know though, eh? Because they just
They
like,
don't.
oh, Tuesday night, I'm just going to have fucking 6 pints and just
No,
get hell,
he was well on.
Aye.
Like, this guy was just a pollution, and he was wasting my buzz.
I've got to admit, I'm pretty bad on the drink myself.
Yes, that's. I would have.
That's why I didn't
See
do
if
it.
I'd been at Cage Warriors and you been walking, but I'd have just walked away from you.
Aye.
In disgust.
And I'd have been fine with that as well. Like, I remember getting up the next day and be like, oh, Chris is going to be raging with me.
Never, mate. Never, ever.
But I'll not be
That's
doing
only
it.
because you're pals with Derek, and Derek is in that state as well. We were in was it Dublin, and I remember doing the body swear to Derek.
I was with Derek.
Like I love,
Just so you know.
love Derek. I think he's a great guy, but there comes to a point where he's had far too much booze, and you just go, oh fuck, and you just body swear. But it was you were fighting Bellator.
Is he going to
Was
UFC
it Premise?
one then?
Was it Premise you fought?
In Dublin, aye.
Dublin.
I
It
don't
was
know.
Dublin,
I
yeah.
don't know if it was Derek good at Dublin. I can't remember, man. I've been that many. But aye, I know what ones you're talking about though.
The one that was like this.
With them.
Michael Blair was with him.
That was London, I think.
Was that London? Oh, body swerve. Oh, fuck, here he is.
I will be on.
I think they hijacked like
See you later.
Hoyce Gracie that night, Derek and
They
that.
have, they've got pictures with him.
Right, so seeing
Did they know Neil fucking, what's his name, Lovejoy?
in the taxi, like he's like, take Chrissy Patterson. He's like, I didn't know where I was. He's in the middle of London. He's like, strap his half at my bit, Chrissy. The back of the taxi. He thought he was in Motherwell, son. He's like, just strap his half at my bit, Chrissy. And Chrissy's like, what is it, mate? We're in London. Derek's fucking
Quality. Is he going to London?
For what?
UFC?
I don't know, mate.
I hope so.
I don't think he likes the card, to be fair. He was eyeing up the card.
Cheers, mate.
No, for the money that they're asking
lot of
for,
money.
crazy money.
It's a
asking
lot
for
of
stupid money.
It's been the same every time.
Who's the co? Is it Molly and that's the
Molly
co?
McCann.
I mean,
Is that just that's going to be the clip? Who's
No,
the co-main? Molly?
Aye,
no,
Molly
they've
McCann.
changed it a few times.
Oh, really?
No,
No,
like
I guess.
the main card, they keep changing the
Oh,
main card.
right.
I don't know where I am.
You're in the main card, I think. You're
I think you're third.
Third for the end.
Aye.
I quite like to see the.
I just like because we know everybody. We've trained with them, or
Aye.
we're
We know all
pals
the
with
people,
them
we
or
know all the-
whatever.
we know
So
all the
it's like
staff, we know-
every fight's like you know somebody in the fight, Mickey. You got Chris, whatever. Know what I mean? So that's what I like about the London cards. We've trained with them all, or we speak to them all. Then when you're in London, you see all the staff, and it's
But even Tom Aspinall was kind of saying that last week. He doesn't want to just be the London guy.
Yeah.
He wants to go all over. Doesn't he want to just like, oh, there's a card in London, give me a shout.
P Dog's Mr. Worldwide, man. He's
Aye, you've done a few.
if you're a pit bull, mate.
I don't really. I never had a lot of UK cards up until that.
3 Londons in a row or something.
But they used to ship me. I like America, so like, I'm happy traveling.
What is going to be the score with other UK cards?
I don't think there's no reason for them to go anywhere other than London.
I think we
They
should
make
talk
far
about
too much
MMA.
money.
I think we should talk about MMA.
Would you like to talk about MMA on this podcast?
Do you know anything? I know fuck all about MMA.
A joke here on this.
Well,
No,
I don't know anything about MMA. I know Emmett was fighting at the weekend. Josh Emmett.
Emmett Taporia.
Did it go to the distance? And
Aye, but
Josh
Taporia
lost?
fucked him up, man. Was it a 10-7 one round?
Aye, the
Somebody scored a
scorecard was
10-7.
wide. Like it was because that's what I saw first. I didn't see the fight and got up in the morning. Obviously, I'm
Something-
scrolling on
something
Instagram
mad, like 50 to
and I saw the
42 or some
scorecard
shit
and I was like, fucking, they've written that wrong. And then looked into it a bit. Aye, the score. It's been a one-sided one.
And we've got obviously Scottish, probably most, what would you say, most experienced guy anyway. Some people say he's the best Scottish guy that's we've had, is obviously retired, Stevie Ray. So I don't know, like there's hundreds of, we've been in hundreds of shows together growing up, like SFC, you've had On Top, then the UFC cards as well.
First ever MMA show I went to,
Yeah.
Stevie Ray was fighting on
Aye,
a
but-
local show in Fife.
Bama, Cage Warriors, Art of Combat. My first ever show was his first ever show in St Andrews as well, so I've shared hundreds of cards with him. Obviously, eventually went on to the UFC, done some good things there, then went to PFL. So he's hung the gloves up basically. He lost at the weekend, so
Do you think he stays retired?
not a chance in hell.
What do you think of the stoppage?
I thought it was early as fuck. He was fine, man.
It was like just one. It was a big shot he took,
Aye.
but he fucking was straight up. And I
I
thought,
thought
what
it was
the
a
fuck's
terrible
happened
stoppage,
there?
but he didn't. He wasn't bothered about it, so that's what got me thinking. Maybe he was a bit shook for the knockdown, but
See,
a great
being-
career.
Aye,
A great career.
It's been a tough couple of months for Stevie
For sure.
with regards to dealing with his kid,
daughter.
his
Yeah.
daughter.
Well, he's open about that, so
Aye. Like that's
having
to get
that.
into a fight with that hanging over you. And he's obviously been very vocal about retirement before. Like I think he said this was going to be his last tournament.
When I stayed up and watched it, and I didn't think he was moving well, like on his feet. I know he's had like knee issues, and I just thought there was something no right about him on the feet. But obviously, when he got the takedown, he looked great. He's grappling and stuff at the back. But then when it got back up, he didn't look himself. Like the shots he was throwing, the way he was moving was not like anything I've seen before from him. So
It could just be age. It
Aye.
could just be that. Because for the best man knowledge, training with Stevie, I think his knees are actually all right. He's been doing loads of yoga.
Looks good in the gym.
Aye. But then age.
Aye.
Age, it comes to his own.
Boys
innit?
fighting is good. He's good, mate. It's no
I
like
thought
he's.
I thought he would have beat him.
Aye, I did
Like,
too.
he's beat better guys than that guy.
I still
For
kind of
sure.
want to see Stevie with one last fight.
He always says he's got to do like grappling because he's 2-0 in Polaris. He beat Paddy Pimlet in Polaris as well.
With a fucking sweet submission. He
Yeah.
went for that scissor sweep into the heel hook.
Yeah, so
He can grapple a bit, that's for
but
sure.
guys like Stevie, they're fighters. You know what I mean, like he'll fight again in the cage. That's my opinion.
I want to see Stevie in bare knuckle boxing.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Stevie Ray, bare knuckle boxing against Mike Perry.
You'd
watch it. You'd watch it. You'd watch it.
100%. 100%.
Steve, if you're watching this, 10%, mate, that's all I ask. That's my management fees. But, like...
He looks a bare knuckle boxer.
Yeah, like... Fighters are going to fight. It's hard for us to walk away from the sport, regardless of how good you are. When you look at guys like Michael Bisping, who's still trains and still wants to fight, and I guarantee if you ask him, listen, we've got an easy gimme fight here, would you be interested? He'll take it. You look at Anderson Silva, fight. Roy Jones Jr. fighting. All these guys are just interested in. They can't walk away from the sport.
No. Chael Sonnen still trains every day.
And I bet if the price was right for Big Chael, he'd come back out.
I thought he was going to try and have a boxing match with Mike Tyson. I thought that was going to be his thing.
I wouldn't like to see that.
No.
Tyson would fuck him up, man.
Aye, but not just, he was saying stuff about Tyson on videos and stuff. I thought, oh, is he trying to like angle for a fight with Mike Tyson here?
Tyson still looks alright, man, on the pads.
Okay.
And that Roy Jones Jr. He was moving alright for a guy who's what,
50
odds?
Older, aye. 50 something.
But
so I don't know.
I thought he had a good career. He had a lot of big wins, especially in the UFC.
did.
Michael Johnson, Joe Lozo.
He came off 2 big wins and then the UFC cut him.
Aye,
That's crazy.
He had a lot of time off as well, didn't he? But he took it the hard way as well. Like he had all the hard fights coming out the scene. But I was always a fan of Steve. I was always rooting for Stevie Ray.
First time I seen him was on Top Fight.
Aye,
It was the first time.
I seen him omoplata someday. And Brawl at the Bay, I think the show was called.
I remember Brawl at the Bay, man.
And I was like, I've never seen what the fuck was that? Like, I had no idea what it was. I just didn't even know. But I was maybe like 20 or 21. But at 20 I was.
He'll definitely be missed in the gym. Helping the young guys coming through. He'll definitely be missing Scottish MMA
So
as well.
he's got his own gym now in Kirkcaldy, Braveheart MMA. So I think he says he's got to put a lot of his time into those guys as well. So that's pretty cool, giving a bit back. But so that's our MMA bit done for this MMA podcast. How's things gone with your camp? Obviously, you're up next.
Weight cuts going well.
You're looking fucking shredded, man.
Mate,
Look good in the gym too.
There's not a lot of fat on me.
Yeah,
We had a.
I
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can say, but we defended our tag belts.
Oh, we did that, right?
Paul was fucking shredded to the bone, man.
So you get, I saw the pictures of this and I
I've
was
been
like,
injured for a year. And he's like turning sideways and they're all sticking it. Like,
I know it's
right.
the joys of being middleweight and making that cut. So going for being 205, and I think the only fight I've ever really felt like I look fucking good was against Ozdemir. I felt like that V, that V that just goes right to the sack.
Tight.
Like
kind of just started really nailing your condition, run about then, or the fight before that.
Aye, so 2 things have really changed. Diet massively. Watching absolutely everything I eat. I get obsessed with stuff like it's bad, but it's great to be a fighter. We get obsessed with routine where it's like I have to have porridge at this time every single day, and there has to be 5 berries in it, and they have to be this weight exactly. You get super obsessed with it. So that's making a huge difference to my actual physical look, because I'm not eating the wrong food now, so my body's not storing a lot of fat and it's using the fuel properly. Also, spending, like, I train with Adam twice a week now, so every Tuesday, every Thursday, Adam comes down to a higher level and we do a proper programme, as opposed to being a remote programme where it's like, here's your programme, Paul, complete it at your own time, at your own leisure. Whereas he's making sure I'm hitting all the right numbers, because he's got a tracker that tracks the speed of the bar, so he knows my numbers, so he's like, no, we need to up it, I need you to hit this number, so let's go. So it's great having him there directly.
I definitely think that's a big thing. Having used the same type of programme, like, I know that I would have done better had someone been there. Or my stomach fucking grumbling there.
So they 2 things have made a huge difference. I also believe that middleweight's my actual weight class, as opposed to being light heavyweight. I don't think I was ever a light heavyweight. When you see me up against all these guys, when you see me up against, like, physical stature wise, I might be tall, but I was never ever big. You never looked at me and went, whoa, look at the fucking biceps in that kid. I was never ever like, you're like, whoa, that kid could definitely run 100 metres very quick. He looks like he could run.
Look at the legs, man.
I know.
Triangle legs.
I know.
So these kind of things are making me feel, and now I feel actually quite confident in myself and my ability. So see when I'm standing up and I feel quicker, everything just feels good. So camp has been very, very good.
What are you expecting for this fight? What type of fight are you expecting?
I really want to showcase stand-up.
A bit of mixture.
I want to, like, southpaws where I've fought southpaws like in Ankalaev. I have beat one of the best southpaws in light heavyweight, like the division. What is he, number 2 at the moment? He's never been beaten. He's had a draw. His only loss is to me. I believe I can outstrike
Jamal Southpaw too.
Jamal Hill. Yep, there you go. Like, so you think about all the southpaws I've fought. Khalil Roundtree, who did knock me out. That did happen.
Different time though.
Aye. So it's Carol Moore as well. He was an up and coming prospect. He's smashing it in Bellator now, southpaw. So I've fought a lot of southpaw, high level, and I believe that I'm going to be able to outstrike him, force him to make a takedown. He takes me down. I'm on my back. That's where I want to be.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think that you'll stand for a bit?
I'm going to try and stand.
You'll try and get
I
it
don't
to
think
the
he'll
deck.
have a choice but to stand. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but for what I've seen in the gym, it's a bit different now. Like,
Get away then, bro.
But I'm feeling good skill wise.
I think it's going to be on your
I'm definitely
terms.
leveled up. And conditioning wise, like, see when I look at all my numbers, so my heart rates went from being in the 50s to now sitting at 35, like 35 beats. Like, my watch goes off, see when it hits under 40, it's like your heart rate's been in 40 for too long, because it's like some sort of safety
something's wrong
feature.
with
Aye, that's what it is. When I went and got my operation for my nose, they thought I died because my heart rate dropped so low. Like, see when they give you the med, like the anaesthetic and all the other shit that goes along with it, everything just starts to slow right the way down. So because that happened, and then the alarm goes off because the resting heart rate's lower than what an average person should be. So then it's going low and low and low, and they're like, "Oh, you fucker, we've killed this guy."
Aye.
And that's what it was.
So your resting heart rate is 50 before, now it's 35.
35.
That's a massive difference.
I know. So it's to do with, obviously, increase in cardio. It's to do with the reduction of body fat, size, and all this kind of stuff. Because I'm not having to carry 205 kilograms or 210 kilograms about with me. I'm now carrying a lighter weight, so the body's becoming more effective at this weight class.
How did you feel running about a football field for like 50 minutes or whatever?
Like, I was fine. Like, I can, like, there was
Is it a
points.
different type of cardio though?
It is a different type of cardio, but you can still tap into it. It's something that we've done for years. Like, as a kid, you played football your whole days, you played rugby, whatever it was your sport was. We ran about everywhere. So it's just a case of, like, you can do this.
Aye.
Because for the guys that weren't away, we played this charity match, and all the stuff will all be coming out on Patreon in the next week or so. I'm not putting pressure on you, young Jamie, but I'm not saying anything. It should be out there, Jamie. I'm kidding on. But
the sweat was lashing off you.
the ref.
I seen it when I ran
the
by
manager
to score. I seen it.
I don't think he ran by me. Like, so the only thing, I didn't want to go in for any tackles because I didn't want to get.
Oh, of course.
I didn't want to get injured.
Every
so
time I jumped up to you today, I was like going out at him like
Oh.
different teams stay like just watch it then. Just like
I thought I'd scored that header.
I know.
See the one where I'd like just caught my back. I tried to kink direct it in.
And you took my stalker off me as well, so you've had to
This guy's a fucking pellet as well. But no, the whole, I told the manager, like, because there was like managers for each team, and he was like, you play football? And I was like, nah. And he's like, where would you play if you were playing football? And I was like, somewhere in the back, because I was wanting to underplay this, like, so I wasn't getting on. So he never put me on the first half, and then the first kick of the ball, this wee boy, did you see him? He must have pulled his Achilles or whatever it was. So anyway, comes off and he's like takes off his boot and all that kind of stuff. His leg starts to swell up.
Look, get on this guy. Get on this guy.
It was his Achilles.
The new stuff.
So then they put on Matthews, the guy with the long hair.
Aye, the goon for fucking
Glow, and come down with me. So they put him on at left back.
He's a pellet, man.
And he was worse than the man down.
I know.
I thought
He was like Amaruso.
I was like, he looks like he can play football. But that was it. He just looked like he could play football.
That guy with the contact lens.
No, that was Jack Jester.
No,
he can't play football. He's absolutely pissed.
Tell the boys about your half-time speech.
Oh man,
I saw the video.
I was fucking raging. So we were getting beat 2-1 at half time. And I was getting pissed off because I don't like to lose. No matter what happens, I don't want to lose anyway, and it makes it worse that Chris Bungard's beating me. No, I don't. I really doesn't.
Keep you up at night.
I'm like, it's just Bungard him in his pocket. But no. So we go in at half time, and everybody's sitting about, and I was fucking raging.
Al Pacino, mate. You went Al Pacino.
I did, and I was like, I'm no like. There was a guy, the mindset guy comes in here. What's his name?
Kenny.
Who?
Kenny Mackay.
Aye. So anyway,
Sorry,
he had umpteen shots a scoring because we should have been up.
He was a pro football player, mate.
We should have been up at least fucking 6 before half time. I'm not just saying that. He missed so many shots, and I'm not picking up on people saying like it's your fault we're missing shots. But you want to score the goals, you better get your ass back down and do the support as well. You can't just fucking walk back after putting a shift in. I was literally running the length of the park.
Aye.
And so I come in and I was like, you want to score the goals? You want to get fucking back? So I literally went, as you say, Al Pacino ripped into everybody.
It was all filmed, mate. Oh,
No, it was before. There was before as well. And then I'm like, listen, I am not leaving I'm not leaving this stadium a loser. And I went, none of yous are. I was like,
you shout before the start of the second half. You shout at someone on the park and all, son. It's on the langy lines.
I was like, we're fucking winners. And you're like, no, you're not. I was like, you game is still game. No, you're not. But I was like, I hate losing. No matter what I'm doing, I'm going to keep all. And that's why I was sweating, because I fucking lapped that part. I was up and down that pitch the full time I was on, and it came to like 5 minutes before the end, and I was like, right, we're 7-4 or whatever the fucking score is. I'm like, I'm not going to make a difference. I'm like, sup? and the manager goes, no, there's nobody fit to play. Everybody was all injured and pulled muscles.
Oh, fucked.
I was like, fuck,
It was hot, man.
Aye.
It was hot.
I want to see this clip of him.
It was a good laugh. It was a good laugh, man.
I lost the dad race, and Bungie, I put in the group chat, and Bungie put, you've let us and your son down. I was, oh yeah, I just about fell over. I was like, that's just exactly what I expected there, though, to be honest.
I was
fucking PE teacher beat me.
I would have fucking smashed the PE.
How was he allowed to be in it?
Maybe he's one of the Wayne's dads. Maybe
No. Nah, definitely not.
he just wanted to beat you, is that what it was? He just wanted to big dog you.
My son told me he used to play for PSG.
Did he?
Aye.
It's a long one, isn't
Because
it?
he said something about him speaking French, and I was like, why would he? What do you mean he speaks French?
Bravo.
Aye. He was like, aye, he says he used to play for.
Run by you, mate.
Mate, he just fucking smoked everybody, but so. One of the guys, I put the wee video up, you see the boy falling down and fucking landing on his face, right?
No.
One of the dads fell down, hit his face off the ground. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh,
I've lost it.
Tell.
So, he fell down,
We're on
smashed
an hour
his-
and a half, man. It's
sma-
big one.
an hour and a half?
Aye.
Fucking I've nowhere to be. So, smashed his face off the ground. So I put up a video about how funny it was. So, the fucking guy's wee boy has messaged me. So his wee boy, I didn't know this. He's got an older brother who comes to my work, and he's messaged like, it was my dad, mate. I was like, sorry, mate. I'll let you in the club for
Which leads me on to my story. Paul, remember we used to do sprints?
we used to meet up like every like Friday morning, was
Aye,
it?
Friday
And
morning.
we'd do a sprint protocol for the UFC. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
But it was on like ash, wasn't it? It was
Aye.
ash basically that goes round the
So there was a
grass
guy
patch.
who people message me all the time.
You need to get the details right of this full story, right?
Aye. So the guy goes,
This is hilarious, man.
I get it all the time. I'll come and train with you. And I was getting pissed off because the guy kept saying, I'll show you how, I'll fucking smash you at sprints. I'm good at running, right? I can run fucking quick as fuck. And he kept saying it to me, and I was like, you know what? Come and fucking race. There was maybe about 10 of us there. It was a busy day, right? And this guy rocks up. So he messages me, right? And he's like, I'll bring the weighted vest as well. And I messaged him saying, what you bring a weighted vest for? And he was like, just because it makes it a wee bit harder for me. So at this point, I'm like, this guy's a wanker. This guy's an absolute dickhead. So we all line up, right? We're running off a wee timer. So we sprint up, we walk back. I think it's like a minute recovery time, and then we sprint again. So we've done this. So he already turns up late. We're all ready to go.
He's holding the weight vest.
He's holding the weight vest, right? He puts the weight vest on. And then it's like, right, 3,
Why, yeah. It's
2,
hard enough.
1, and then we all go, buff, so we all run, right?
It's getting filmed. This one is getting filmed, I'm sure.
So we're running, right? And I obviously win, obviously. And as we're walking back down, everybody's folded, and I'm like, what the fuck's happened? He fell flat in his face. He didn't even make it after the line. He fell flat in his face and slid right along.
Oh, fuck.
First,
He tried to walk it.
he tried to walk it, right, to finish it off. So anyway,
He's hobbling.
What's he bother? Just,
right,
just
so
get in the motor, mate.
So we've got
Get the fuck out
maybe get like another five to go, right? So we finish them, bump, right? And he's absolutely pissed. So I then start like, I thought you were going to be fucking good, and he's like, I still beat Brian, like meaning he beat the coach, right? But everybody's laughing. I had no idea what happened. So then he tells us he fell. He shows us his fucking skin. Do you want to have seen this? He took honestly about 3 layers of skin.
The way he did
Ripped it
that.
apart,
Right,
man.
so he goes home and tells the missus, and the missus like, "You're a fucking idiot." Just absolutely rips into him. The guy rocks up to get the big dog to us, and ends up falling flat in his fucking
That's what it
face.
was like. That other school teacher's star.
But he didn't.
That was what it was like.
But he didn't make it off the start line. I have no idea how you fall forward.
So,
Like,
At least this dad, he'd got like halfway along and then went down.
so after one of Paul's fights in the hotel room one time, we're all having a few beers. Paul, what did the guy ask you? Same guy.
this isn't the first
Who
time.
is this guy?
He's one of my friends.
He's a DJ.
Is he like somebody you know, or like just a random guy?
So I met him through one of my friends'
Boyfriend?
husband, married boyfriend.
Yeah.
So the very first time he was at, I'll tell you, it was my daughter's birthday, and I just finished training, and I think I maybe kicked somebody's elbow, and my foot was sore. And he's like, take your shoe off, and I'll give you a massage. So I assumed this guy obviously was like
A physio or something?
was a physio or something. I never took my shoe off, and I was like, oh, it's all right. And his partner's like, fucking shut up you and leave him alone, because that's how she spoke to him.
Aye.
She sounds nice.
And
So
she was
then-
clearly embarrassed.
she's clearly embarrassed. So we end up in the gym, right? So
homosexual boyfriend.
So he's like, right, I want to come to the gym and train with you. I want to come. And I'm like, come to the gym if you want. Like, I don't own the gym. Come to the gym. So he ends up training. So I end up falling, and I think I maybe pulled a muscle or some shit like that. Anyway, it was nothing serious, right? So I'm lying there. Within about 2 seconds, he deep heat in his hands. This was, remember, it was Jason's old gym. Remember the monster
Aye,
stand?
aye, aye.
And he used to have the liquid deep heat. He had it on his hands. Right, take your t-shirt off. Like, what? So anyway, he ends up giving me a rub in the middle of the gym. But the funny thing is, all these guys are pissing themselves at me, right? I still think this guy's a physio. So it's after my fight. I've just been beat in, was it Glasgow?
I think it was Glasgow.
We were all there having a good time. And he's like, hey, you want a massage?
I know, in front of everybody.
Like, what?
Bud's gone mental.
Like, there was no point where I had pulled a muscle. She's like, fucking leave him alone. He's not wanting a massage. And then the final one was
Under the table.
the final massage they offered me.
There'd be more?
I ended up going to Sweden with him. I ended up going to Iceland with him and his partner. It was like doubles, couples. Went to Iceland.
Oh no.
And he offers me another massage.
Fuck's sake.
Do you want a massage?
Did you take it?
I took a happy ending. I didn't take a massage. But no, do you want a massage? Do you want a massage? Like, you know what it's like? Sometimes you're like, oh,
Is he qualified?
no, me.
Like, has he done
No,
it?
never. He's never done anything. But you know what way? Sometimes you've maybe got like a sore rib or a sore shoulder, and you're like, you want a massage? Like, why do you want to rub a guy? Fucking pipe down.
Aye, I think that
Maybe if
guy's.
you're like a physio, you
I think
can
that guy's
offer
gay,
a little
man.
bit of kind
So
of
I
like
always
that.
thought he was a
think
physio
he
up
is.
to the. I always thought he was a physio up to the point that I found out he wasn't a physio.
So it's just a gay guy.
Aye. In my fairness, he'll never,
What about sucking dick? Any good at that?
he offered me 5 massages.
You took
And I
one.
took one.
You took one. 5 and 1. Silly.
That's good.
That was nice.
We're on heavy time, man. Here. I know
So,
before
guys,
or something.
thank you very much. This has been a good podcast.
Aye, I know in 40 or something.
Look, we'd love to thank you for your
Aye.
support, but we also enjoyed the
Thanks for coming on board.
The experience of
Telling us
where
the
your
story.
where your actual brand came from.
And what's the website again?
AnacondaFightwear.co.
.co in it. It's different in it.
I got that
Did you
one
say-
right.
What did you say?
No, I said .co.
And
No,
they've
you
got-
didn't.
I go to write that
did.
one.
They've got some deal, they've got some deals on in it, though, haven't they?
We've got some deals. We've got you can get 2 for 59 rash guards.
Yep.
And same for their knee braces as well.
There you go, people. Check out the website.
Check it out. Thanks for having me on,
Look
guys.
cool, man. No, it's a pleasure, man.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure, guys. As we said, we'll have more Patreon content coming out soon. We're going to film some straight after this.
Even some of the breakdown stuff we do, we'll have look there. Even showing some stuff, and obviously kitted out in the best Anaconda gear you can get.
So, guys, keep it high.
Survive.
I didn't have one. I'll come up with an exit phrase for next week.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, one there.